They tell you their stories, their lives, of love, of children, of family, of home. They look like humans. They feel like humans. They suffer as humans. They are human. But are they? People call them machines, simply characters in a video game. We slaughter them mercilessly. We exploit them. We desecrate them. Tell me, player, are they human? Onmir the Oddity, a hauntingly beautiful webcomic. It tells the tale of a lone Onmir, of a tragedy that befalls on the players of a game. Stuck in a world with no escape and with the possibility of death lurking around every corner, these individuals are left in a hopeless situation. We meet a lone Onmir, a player killer that goes by the name of Goroski. He is a formidable fighter, easily slaughtering 3 people with ease. Yet, as he perplexes over these 3 players respawning abnormally fast, he realizes he cannot log out. And this is where it all goes awry. These players realize that if they die in here, that's their end. No respawning, no going back to their families. With fear killing their minds, they fall victim one by one to the harsh domain that is a video game. And this is where we meet Emily, a healer that will serve to become the deuteragonist to this comic. Serving directly as a foil to Goroski, she is not only physically smaller, but timid, weak, and hesitant, starkly contrasting Goroski's detached demeanor, his calmness, and his monstrous strength. I really like how Aguadepera incorporates 2 extremities as the main characters. Emily is a depiction of a more realistic response to a dire situation, whereas Goroski is clearly an anomaly. We can even see this through his thoughts as he observes the terrified look on Emily's face upon their first encounter. Musing whether he should make that facial expression, it is pretty evident that he lacks something that other people have: the fear of death. Every human has an intrinsic fear of death, some more pronounced than others. When confronted with a reality that foreshadows one's own gruesome demise, many people falter, hesitate, and make mistakes. It is clearly noted by Goroski as he stumbles upon a party being attacked by demons that these Onmirs have the physical advantage. Strength, equipment, and power, they reign supreme, but their minds run amok. Knowing that each mistake brings them closer to death's door, they hesitate, they panic, and they die. After all, as Frank Herbert said, fear is the mind killer. Emily and Goroski agree to partner up, and soon they encounter more demons, until eventually a run-in with a demon elite or possibly commander separates them. I like this change in direction. We're not forced, more of coaxed into viewing Emily as more than just a healer. We get more of a glimpse into her personal life, her doubts, insecurities, fears that stem from hurtful and traumatic experiences. Unlike Goroski, whose face is hidden, hence we cannot really discern what he is thinking, Emily's face is an open canvas, one of perpetual distress. There is a constant wariness, deep dark eye bags and seemingly lifeless eyes. She represents more of a ghost or ghoul rather than an actual human being. The NPCs that gather around her only intensify the inner turmoil that she is facing. Exposed to the horrors of destruction, the loss of life, the wounded, the bloodied, and the scarred, there is a gnawing realization that these aren't just NPCs, non-player characters just aimlessly spouting the same dialogue. These are real people, and they are suffering, so she heals them, one after the other, until all are well and her mana is exhausted. Emily is a kind and compassionate individual, greatly sympathetic to the plight of these people. Often, many Onmirs do not reciprocate the same kindness, choosing to kill and exploit these people for their gain. The NPC's constant company further estranges Emily away from the common idea that these individuals are not living beings. As they share their affection, loss, despair, and comfort with her, she grows closer and closer to them, viewing them as not machines, mindless puppets to a greater power of the game, but authentic and selfless individuals, grateful for her help and reciprocating her kindness with their own. And that just only makes the later chapters all that much sadder to deal with. I love the character designs as well. The simplicity of the characters really works wonders to accentuate their personalities. Goroski himself only wields a sword, drawn as a thin and crude stick, but the proficiency that he displays with it is truly terrifying. With many of the demons in Goroski wearing a helmet or mask to obscure their face, the unveiling of this obstruction changes the direction of the comic. Take Barry for example, a non-discernible knight with no memorable appearance to speak of becomes well loved by the community and an aid to Emily. He feels more authentic, more genuine, perhaps because we can see his face and the clear intention on it. Facial expressions dictate everything. The same can be said for the demons. We know them as ruthless killing machines, butchering and slaughtering players and NPCs alike. There is a clear resentment towards them, a disdain. Yet, after one is injured and her face is revealed, she looks to be human. I feel like revealing these faces adds another layer to the persona of the character. It gives them more depth, more distinction, and it complements this comic very well. There's a grittiness that I think works as well with the whole plot of the webcomic. The setting and plot revolves around an RPG-like game, and often with games like this, smooth and elegant lines personally don't work well. There has to be a certain unevenness, maybe crudeness is a better way to describe this. This crude style makes each of the fights look so fluid and dynamic. We can see the displaced air when Goroski moves back to dodge blows, the sparks that fly as swords clash, the dirt that is shaken up by the blows of a mighty sword. There is an intense intention to harm the opponent. There is no majestic entrance, there's no yelling or screaming, just the whistle of the sword as it slices through flesh and the thud of bodies. The muted shades of grey, the black and white, elevate this as well, and it really complements the whole tone of the story, depressingly dark and bleak, much like the NPCs and the healer Emily. And that's it, I guess. It sums up everything I really like about this webcomic. So check out Aguadepera on in the description below. I'll link to their Instagram and the website where you can read the webcomic.